Welcome to the Handcrafted Podcast, the business of making things. I'm Paul, founder of Philadelphia Table Company and the Handcrafted Network, and I believe great craftsmanship deserves great business strategy. This podcast is for makers who want to build not just great products, but a thriving business. Each episode will dive into the mindset, systems, and skills that turn craft into success. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Handcrafted Podcast. Hope everybody has been well. This podcast is brought to you by the Handcrafted Network. What is the Handcrafted Network? It's a group of professional and semi-professional woodworkers who are all working together, collaborating to grow their businesses. So we have group calls, we have online modules and classroom section for you to learn and do self-knowledge and self-teaching. It's a la carte, pick and choose what you want. Then we also have the community section. The community section is amazing because that's where a lot of people are sort of like treating it like a forum, asking questions about, hey, is this normal for this sort of client situation, etc. One thing I want to say is it does guarantee more work if you follow the rules. It's like not the rules. If you follow the plan and you work together and you get motivated, I've seen people grow from $3,000 a month, I think, to probably like $30,000, $40,000 a month. There have been a lot of people who have been really, really growing with a lot of success here. Also, not only just bringing in more work, but doing it more profitably, making more money, putting money in your pockets. Again, I know a lot of us started a maker business to be makers, not necessarily to run a business. I created this class to sort of this online classroom to sort of like bridge that gap. We do have some people in there now that are like not woodworkers that are joining, and I think that that's pretty cool. There is some talk about woodworking stuff, but also, other things as far as like how to run a business, how to do marketing. All that stuff is sort of the same if it's a maker business, things, people like blacksmiths, metalworkers. I know that we have a lot of upholstery kind of people listening to this too. So if you're interested and want to know if it's a good fit for you, send me an email, paul@thehandcraftednetwork.com. Again, that's paul@thehandcraftednetwork.com. Hope to hear from you if you have any questions. All right, so today's podcast episode, a little bit of sort of a journal entry, if you will. As you guys know, I'm pretty open. I'm an open book. I'm open with the community members. I'm open with my private people that I help. I'm open with my employees. I'm open with my family. So I'm just pretty open person. So as you guys know, I'm open with you guys. So as you guys know, February is kind of just a tough month. It was hard to close some of the deals. Things felt slow. We were trying to work out some things internally. And because of that, I've unfortunately unloaded a bit on my wife. And my wife was just like, dude, Paul, I feel like this happens a lot. Like, why are you even doing this to yourself? Maybe you should consider doing something different, right? Maybe you should try to go find a job or work somewhere. Or she's like, maybe you just really need to consider, is this really what you want to be doing? So what I did was I took a little journal entry. I wrote down, why am I doing this? So I wrote down 5 reasons as to why I am sticking this out, why I continue to pursue this, why I continually torture myself. I like to jokingly say, I quit the 9 to 5 to work the 24/7. And that is 100% the truth. So there are definitely downsides to running a business. And I want to talk about the downsides a little bit, as well as talking about the upsides. So the downsides are the things that I've been noticing recently and the things I've been venting to my wife about, which is managing clients, working all of the time, trying to find ways to close financial gaps, general stress, anxieties, and just not really full financial stability. Yeah, I'm financially stable enough because I'm paying myself regularly, but just like I'm in charge of bringing the work in. I'm in charge of, keeping the lights on at the business, all of that stuff. And it's like, not like the money just gets deposited in my account after not doing work, right? I'm selling things. I'm making sure we're doing things profitably. All of these sorts of things require, of course, I have a ton of people around me. I have a team of people around me, but at the end of the day, the buck stops with me. So all of those stresses do come down on me at the end of the day, and sometimes I just come home physically exhausted, demoralized, and beat. So with those being the downsides, I wanted to talk about 5 amazing upsides of being a business owner and why I continue to do it. Number 1, you don't have a boss. You are your own boss. And at this point, I'm like, could I potentially work for somebody else? Could I work for a boss? Would I put in as much time and energy as I do now? Because like you kind of have to when you're working that quote unquote 9 to 5. If you're working for somebody else, they expect you to bring your full self, your 100% self. And there are obviously going to be times when you have to do calls outside of working hours, or especially if you want to get sort of the pay that you want and the respect you want. Unless you're going in, punching a clock, in and out, that's a great job too, potentially. I wouldn't personally be happy with that. I would want some sort of challenges. But for me to like think about, putting in a bunch of extra time for somebody else feels really hard, and feels like something that would be really hard for me. And I know that there's definitely different kinds of people out there. Some people have the I don't know, the desire that I have for self-inflicted pain of working for yourself. Some people really just like a nice steady paycheck, going in, being told, not necessarily told what to do. Of course, they're going to have some stuff, but it's just at the end of the day, there is some sort of like, hey, you're doing this, you're getting paid this. And that's great. Obviously, no disrespect to any of those people. I have amazing people like that at my company, and I know I'm surrounded by tons of amazing people like that. And that's great. That's how the world goes round. It's just, for me, that's just not something I would be super excited about. It would be hard to sort of answer to another boss. So with that said, if I am my own sort of boss, I control my own destiny. I can really decide how much I work, which is all the time, but I can also decide, hey, on a Wednesday, I want to go to the beach and I want to go surfing, or I want to go skiing, or I want to take some time off to, like, for example, this week I had to go to the pediatrician, like taking time off to do those sorts of things without having to answer to a boss, being able to schedule a vacation without having to think about, hey, do I need to ask for it, all this sort of stuff, because I am the boss and the buck stops with me. And to me, that's so invaluable. So being my own boss is something that I absolutely love about being a business owner. So that's number one. Number two, there's an infinite upside here. It's hard for me to potentially wrap my head around the idea of, hey, I'm getting a fixed salary year over year, of course, with some sort of bonuses and growth throughout. But I kind of like the idea that I could make anywhere from $0 to $1 million a year, if not more. And, that's all part of like the quote unquote American dream or the business owner thing. But I really am in control of that. I really can decide. And it's not necessarily how much you work. It's not about how many hours you put in that determine how much money you make, but it's the potential for that upside. So it could be a matter of having good luck and good fortune. I'm a big believer in time under pressure. So it's like just genuinely just doing a business long enough eventually starts to accrue and build value. And that's what eventually allows you to pay yourself more, allows the business to grow, all of that sort of stuff. So the infinite potential upside of this, like, I don't know 30 years from now where I'm going to be. If I decide to sell this business, who knows what I'm going to sell it for? 30 years from now, my business could be 20 times the value, 50 times the value, could be negative 50% the value. I don't know, but I like the idea of the fact that like there is no end in sight. There's no, hey, you're getting $100,000 a year and I need to figure out how to allot that sort of payment into, my monthly sort of structure or monthly bills and all of that stuff. I like the idea of, wow, this month we did, $200,000 in sales. I could give myself a little bit of a raise, or give myself a little bit of bonus because I'm the boss, going back to number one. And number two, I kind of control sort of the infinite potential financial upside. Number three, I get to work with people that I really want to work with. At the end of the day, I'm the one that's employing the people. So I know we've all been in places. I mean, when I worked for, I've had bosses. I didn't always work for myself. And you can't control like who you work with. Like, just like you can't really pick your family, you can't really pick your coworkers unless, like, I guess you are the hiring person. But at the end of the day, you're going to be stuck with some bozos. You're going to be stuck with people you don't want to work with, people you don't vibe with, people you may not be friends with. Like, it's really hard. I mean, obviously you could pick a company with a really great company culture and people that align, but you can't really pick who you surround yourself with. And if you're going to be working with people every day, if you're going to be spending 40 hours a week, don't you want it to be with people that you really enjoy being around? And for me, I've done something that I'm really proud of, which is build a team of people that I genuinely enjoy. They're all people that I could be friends with, all people that I can go whatever, out to the bar with or coffee or go out to dinner with. And it's all genuinely people that I want to be around. Sidebar, we've had other conversations about hiring. I'm not saying only hire people that you can be friends with, only hire people that seem like you, because that's how you create a monoculture, and that's not necessarily the best way to go. But you can select people, hey, this person's an asshole, I'm not going to hire them. So you can really pick who you want to surround yourself with. That's an amazing upside. You can really find the people that you jive with that are really going to help bring your vision to life, which is super, super cool. Number 4, so pigging back off of that, is I get to create economic security for a group of people. We have 10 employees. We're about to hire somebody else. We're going to be at 11, and I think we're going to hire somebody else after that pretty soon. We're going to be at 12 employees. I get to provide a financial, I get to help those people provide for their family. That's such a great, call it selfish. All these things here, I guess, are selfish, right? But, I thoroughly enjoy being able to do that. I want my team to be paid incredibly well. And that's part of the reason why I work so hard. I work so hard not just for me to make more money, because of course I want that, but I want to be able to pay my team really well. I want them to, be able to afford really great things with their family, be able to afford vacations and great food and childcare and all of that stuff, health insurance. All of those things are super important to me. And the fact that I could kind of control that lever and give people a great place for them to work, a place where they feel supported financially and mentally and challenged, all of that stuff. I really enjoy doing that. And that's something that, if I was an employee somewhere, I wouldn't be able to control. So being able to control that and being able to surround myself with the people that I want to be with, and be able to give them an opportunity to afford to live the lifestyle they want to live, that's great. That's amazing. That's such a beautiful thing. And that's one of the things that's so rewarding to me, is that I live nothing more than giving my people raises. If I can, we did it, I don't know, a few months ago. I was just hey, everybody's getting a dollar an hour raise. As long as the business keeps going, as long as the business keeps growing and I keep doing my work and they keep up their end of the deal, I have no problem paying people what they deserve and more than what they deserve, which is amazing. And that's such an amazing feeling, is being able to provide economic security for people that work for me, being able to employ people, be able to provide jobs, being able to provide a great workplace. So that's number 4. Number 5, I really love problem solving. And of course, you get to problem solve if you're an employee. But I like problem solving for myself, and I like choosing the problems that I want to work on. When you run the business, of course, we talked about this before, business is a game of whack-a-mole, right? There's a whole bunch of different problems you could always be solving. But you get to I get to choose which problems I really want to solve and which problems I'm going to put onto other people. So, I could be hey, this person's better at solving this problem. I kind of don't like this thing. I don't like spreadsheets. I don't like numbers, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to put it on this person. Or I really want to solve this big top line issue. And problem solving is a huge part of running a business. Every day I wake up so excited to solve the problems. And it sounds kind of weird and crazy, but I do. I was the weird kid at school that liked math problems. And, I have a degree in physics because I love solving problems. So to me, that's the other part of running the business, is it's just a constant problem to solve. But that's also the downside, right? Like I said in the beginning, you're always trying to solve problems. You're always, potentially feeling stressed and all of this stuff. But to me, I listed those 5 things. I sat down. I was just hey, why am I doing this? What is the upside? And for me to be able to explain to my wife about that, I really just, I don't know. I wanted to just lay it out there. So let's review them. Number 1, no boss. You are the boss. That's amazing. You control your own hours. You can control the time you work, etc., etc. Number 2, infinite upside. So there's a constant upside, infinite financial upside. So you don't know how much money this is going to be making. The sky's the limit. Look at people like Musk, right? Number 3, you get to employ people that you enjoy. You get to work around the people that you really enjoy being around. You get to build a vision. You get to build a culture. All of that stuff is super cool, super exciting. Number 4, you get to create economic security for those people that you surround yourself with, which is absolutely amazing. And number 5, I love problem solving, and I get to solve problems every single day. Big, exciting problems that only make things better. So with that said, guys, I would love to hear your feedback. Why are you doing it? What is your business mindset? If someone came to you and was like, dude or dudette or whatever, why are you putting yourself through this? Write down your why. Figure out what the actual reason is for you to be doing this. This isn't my big why of running a business. This is my why I like being a small business owner. My big why is another conversation that we can have. That's going to be a much headier conversation. But to me, this is just why do I enjoy being a small business owner? What are the pros to the cons that we discussed earlier? All right, guys. Hope this was helpful for you. Again, if you have any other podcast ideas or questions, things you would like me to include on the podcast, please send me an email, paul@thehandcraftednetwork.com. I've been getting some great emails from you guys. It's been absolutely awesome. So as always, please make sure you're liking, you're subscribing, you're sharing, you're telling friends about this podcast. This podcast only exists when I have people who listen to it, and that motivates me to continue to do these and to offer help and advice and just talk and vent. And I'm not saying I know all of the answers. I just am sharing some sort of insights from my life as a small business owner, somebody who makes things, who started in a very small garage with just myself and now have 12 employees. So for those of you guys who have been listening for a while, thank you very much. I'm going to continue doing the podcast, and it's great to have the feedback. Maybe you guys will get to watch me grow from 12 employees to 40, 50, 60 employees. I don't know. We'll see where we end up going. Again, back to number 2, infinite upside. All right, guys, with that said, have a great one. Stay productive, stay dusty, stay dirty, and keep in touch. Peace.